Alright guys, welcome back to another viewer loadout building video, and this is going to be very interesting. It's episode 20 of the series, which is amazing that we've cooked so many for you guys already. Thank you to everyone that's been involved. Today we're doing Yesers, who makes my thumbnails. So he got to cook up his very own thumbnail for his very own video, and this is going to be a banger because he has given me a $7,000 budget. He wants red CT, purple T, and the main requirements that we need to have number K agent and the Imperial Blades on T side. So let me have a look and see what I can cook. Now, one thing I need to detail is that he actually had some skins for this already that I am going to keep, and when I have kept them, I'll mention them. But outside of that, he had a lot of red skins already, but he asked me to sort of cook up some changes I might suggest. So I want to change from the Crimson Web gloves that you have and go for Scarlet Shamas, which are in minimal wear, will cost you $850. I still just think getting minimum wear sports gloves for under $1,000 that look so amazingly clean is too good to pass up. And as you can see, the M9 Bayonet is going to be my pairing in slaughter, of course, with the Scarlet Shamas. It's $1,700. So this is a very, I don't think you see this combo often, and it's a bit of a shame because it absolutely slaps. You can let me know if you vibe with the M9 or not, but maybe you want to go for a different route. You could save some money going for like Nomads, Stiletto, stuff like that, so you can spend more money on weapon skins, but when you see T side, you'll see why I opted for this. And also, the agent is Ricksaw. I don't want to mess around with sleeves here. You're going to have some amazing skins. I don't want any stupid clashes. So Ricksaw for $17 is going to do the job. And then the USP is one that I'm actually going to keep. He has been using the Bleeding Edge. In fact, you know, its current pricing is $36.70. Now, just to note, the market update has come through while I was planning this, and the marketplace is not active again, but we're unsure on pricing, so some things might change. Apologies if they do, but that would be outside of my control. But I do think Bleeding Edge is a good shout here. You could look at maybe like going for a kill confirmed upgrade or something like that, but you know, overall, I think the Bleeding Edge is a nice new skin, and let's fight with it, even though the reds are just slightly off. Like, I've always been a fan of running the Battle Scarred Murtos with these. It's $6.40, and it means you get that nice red and black contrast, which you then see on the gloves. One thing, which is maybe why some people don't like the Scarlet gloves, is that they do become this kind of like light red, almost pinky hues in them, which means, as you can see with the Murtos, you're going to get some slight variance in the reds. What I do think will look kind of nice is a max red Serpent Strike. Now, you can hear me out a little bit on this one. You can see how it looks here. That's the max red. Obviously, still got this purpley sort of matte base, a little bit orange coming through, but then a mostly red on it. Which, interestingly, when you go into like the idle, it actually still looks a little orange, but when you inspect it, look, red. Very interesting, but this is literally a tier 1 red pattern. You could go for a code red. I wanted to try and give you something different to consider, and this is $13 overpay I found it listed for. On the dual Berettas, I have opted to go for the twin turbos. They are red, they got a bit of green, they got a bit of white. I don't want to pay for the hemoglobins. I also think the Panthers are a bit boring, so this one is purely just vibes, mate. I really like the skin, so I think we can get away with it. And then one of the options that actually looks really good with the Scarlet Shamas is the 5.7 boost protocols. It's $3.21 for minimal wear, and because it's got that sort of reddy pink vibes, we've then got some black coming through as well. The white offers a nice contrast. It's just a very cool skin. Now, the hot rod, we're going to be using the same one that they have already, and you can see here there is a little craft on it with a little love part, which is kind of cool. Now, in the absolute madness is the game, though, the hot rod is now $267, which is fucking nuts if you ask me, but there we go. You've got this one in the loadout already. We'll price for it, and we'll keep using it. MP7, not sure if we use it, didn't really see any in the inventory, but maybe that was missing with the 10-day trade thing. But a Mischief for 45 cents is going to do the job for me here nicely. Red and black, getting to the colors that we need. Job's a good one. And then another one that you can see the lighting changes as we move it around. This is the Crimson Foil. When you inspect, you get full nice red with almost like pinky hues in some of the lighting, which is interesting. But I think this is the best UMP to go for if you are going to use it. In idle, it's a sort of like a weird sort of orangey hue, but it still looks good. Just something a bit different for $6.60. Now, one that I've always been a big fan on with these gloves is the Tranquility, and thankfully, Yesser had one already. So we're going to use the Factory New Tranquility that they already have into the loadout, which this is another reason that kind of sold me and going for the slaughters, because I'm like, the actual weapon pairings you get on CT are so good with them. Like the areas like the Mag 7, where we don't want to spend too much, but you can still get the Petroglyph for 65 cents, and the colors are going to work really nicely. You can go for your jumping headshot Mag 7 plays on Banana Half Full as much as you want now. Now, yes sir, this is where I've made a change that maybe you'll disagree with. Yes sir currently has a Welcome to the Jungle in field tested. Now, if you wanted to go away from the M9 Bayonet and go for a cheaper knife, like a Nomad, a Skeleton, a Stiletto, and whatnot, you could keep your field tested version, but to get the M9, you need to sell the field tester and then get the battle scarred version. In the comments, you guys can let us know what you think you should do in this instance. Now, Personally, I probably would use a stiletto, vibe out with it, and then have the field test that I already own. But you did ask me to show you some changes in path options so we can explain it, and that's what we're going to showcase. And I think this entire loadout only has one Hear Me Out skin, and it's the cybersecurity, because it's mixed colors with black and red on it, and I think with potential crafts you could make this work. Like, look at this. When you're going to be reloading it and you're using it in like inspect, that red pairs nicely. So I think if you got some like Fierce Krakow stickers and craft it on this with a bit more red still on them, you could make this work. One that I'm going to continue the same is going to be the Op Wildfire. Now this is priced at the time at $77 for factory new. You can see the sticker on the scope as well. It complements the artwork style, and this is just a, look at this, top tier combination. Minwear gloves, clean up, custom craft. What's not to love? And now we have two weapons to end off the CT side of things as always. First up is the FAMAS. We're going to go for the ZX Spectrum, which is $3.15. I think with the Scarlet Shamas, this is such a good pairing. That red accent all around the outside of the FAMAS comes to life when it's paired with these gloves. And then we're going to go for the Side Mead for $4.20 in minimal wear to end off the CT side. Now, overall, I think that is a pretty banging CT side that we've managed to build, and obviously the only real question areas I would say would be, would you want to downgrade the knife to another variant of Slaughter so that you can keep the field test at Welcome to the Jungle, and would you want to stay on the M4A4 cybersecurity, or would you want to go elsewhere? Like, that's I think where the open conversations are. But let's take a look at T-side. Now, I think the T-side is actively being built out by Yesser because some of these items are already here, like the gloves. Minimal wear gloves already exist, as does Number K, the professional. So the gloves, minimal wear at $900. Gotta be one of the best options. What I love here, $850 and $900 for the combos. Absolutely banging stuff for minimal wear gloves in both cases. Now, you can see I've opted for a Talon Fuse 1. The reason I've gone for the Fuse 1 is Fuse 1s are just known for being the best knives with the Imperial blades. They get that real nice of the blue and the purple, little sort of pink tone almost in there too, and it's super nice. And the other reason I went for the Talon is because we have Number K sleeves, which means the knife being the ivory handle and the white sleeves can kind of play in together and give something creative. Now, I have some knife alternatives. However, the first one would be seen as like a flat-out upgrade path. Like, you could work towards getting the Karambit Fuse one, which I think looks incredibly mean. But you can see, I mean, I think having the ivory handle plays in almost nicer than the Karambit handle would. Like, just offers you something a bit different. The Karambit was just over $3,000, or you could go for $2,600 and get the legs of a flip knife Black Pearl. Of course, you could go for a cheaper Black Pearl, but I think when you look at these, I think the Tal is just passing the vibe check, honestly. Like, I really fuck with this combo. I think this goes super cool. But let's go into the weapon skins, where on the Glock, we're going to have the Shinobu. New addition into the game. Absolutely perfect with the gloves. It's factory new. This is another one that Yesser has already. It's $23. So there you go. You can just keep using that. Now, the rest of the pistols will all be fresh additions. So first up, we're going to have the P250 Visions. This one, a little bit interesting. I personally think it works really well with the blades. You get that sort of purpley blue pink combination the whole way without, especially when you're using an idle. I think it plays into that line of color in the gloves really well. You're also going to rock the current Desert Eagle that I use with the gloves, or I did use because I just sold my Imperial blades. This is a Star Kit. It's $64 minimal wear. It's from the Graphic Collection, which honestly, a little bit uncertain future-wise of how those prices are going to go. It's a collection. Could this long-term become a more expensive Desert Eagle? I think we'll have to wait and see. But I think with the Imperial blades, it is a very strong combination. Now, this is the exact Tech 9 that I showcased in my Pandora's box loadout. It is a pattern 263. It's Tech 9 Sandstorm minimal wear. It is pretty close to being a full purple pattern, and when the only other option is the Decimator, which is crazy pricing, I think this is going to be the best shout. And then on the R8, because I've seen that you had an R8 in the inventory and you don't have a ZZ, so I'm going to say let's go R8 for pistol. Crazy 8 for 67 cents, pairs really nicely. You see in the inspect here, those purples are bang on what we want. Now, at this point, there's 5 skins that Yesser already has in the loadout, which is really nicely, and there's 5 new additions. So one of the first ones already in the loadout is the Sabai Oni, and this would be my suggestion. I think the only other option would maybe be going for a light box. You might argue that the purples pair better, but I think this is factory new. It's $3.35. Artwork wise and vibe wise, this is off the charts. I suggest a pickup from my side would be the MP7 Just Smile. I really like the colors here. Obviously, it's that blue base, and we've got some blue in the gloves. And then we get purple accent colors. I think overall, it's just a cool skin as well. We are going to keep the Space Cat. Now, you have an EG craft on it, which is a very interesting choice of craft, I must say. It's factory new. It's $1.32 for just the skin. Obviously, the stickers are going to add something on top as well, but I wouldn't be as pricing, just in case you guys want to replicate in some form. And then rather than going down the path of getting a purple pattern Ziggy, it's like, let's do something new. Let's go for the Gum Wall Camo. Now, this is factory new. It's 73 cents. None of the colors are perfect with the gloves, but they're all kind of in the color palette, which is why I think it's an interesting one to explore. I quite like it, actually, but obviously if you guys think something different would work, you can explore those opportunities. Now, this next one, I'm actually going to suggest that you upgrade it, mate. You currently have a field tested version. I think spending the $4.70 in total that it would cost for a minimal wear version just makes sense. You may as well get it in that slightly better condition, and I can't lie, it actually pairs really nicely. And I started to use the sawed-off, so I might actually suggest it in loadouts more often. Now, one that you do have, this is the exact gen code that I've stole for it as well, so it's the exact pattern the Yeser has. It's the Phoenix Blacklight. It's $90 factory new, and yeah, this is one of those ones where it's like, if I was pairing or building the purple loadout, this is almost always going to be the top pick, like for Imperial Blades and for the Pandora's Box. It's just the best combo. And I do think that you've actually nailed it already on the AK. I think going for the Midnight Laminate is the right choice, and, well, the right choice to an extent. I'll get onto that in a second, but I do like the charm that you have on it, because that charm, color-wise, very, very close to the gloves. But this level of purple vibe and the blue, it comes together really nicely. I think with the sleeves and the charm, it's just very interesting. The alternative you could go would be the same route that I had, which was the Nightwish. Now, I think the purples maybe pair a bit better here, but the artwork's not for everyone. So I think for that clean style and that nice charm placement, I would have moved the charm slightly to the left, I think, where that other blue dot is, but it is what it is. I like this. I like your AK. I'm not going to say you should go change your AK. And then the final three are all suggestions from me. Now, I think for the AWP, for the purple side, you want to go and get a Onitaji. What's nice is economy-wise, you're probably going to be able to get this more on CT side than you will T side. It's $330, which does mean you've got like a $70 skin on one side, almost $80, and $330 on the other. For me, this is just top-notch pairing. Really nice artwork skin, which is, I mean, it's only been rising in price. We'll see how the GP market changes impact that, but I think just absolutely top-tier stuff. This 100% needs to be explored. I would say the Turbo Peak was probably an obvious suggestion that you were expecting to come through. If you want to go for the purple vibes, I think it is just still the right pick, so we're going to continue with that. And I'm going to skim the SG. It's the very last weapon skin in it. It's going to be 12 cent minimal wear. I don't think you're going to use it that much, so in that case, it doesn't matter all that much. But what does that mean for the total loadout cost, mate? Okay, this is coming in at $6,927. Now, it's a lot of money. It's an expensive loadout, but when you look at what's in here, right, and you look at the weapon skins and the combos, like the two combos are absolute top tier combos. Really, really nice. Then you've got things like the Welcome to the Jungle in there as well. You've got the Onitaji up, like just some absolute top-notch stuff going on, and I really like it. So hopefully you like the suggestions I've made here, mate. You can let me know in Discord or the comments. We can have a conversation about it now that we've built it and figure out what you want to do, if this is the path you want to go down for your combinations. And if you're wondering, how do I get involved? How do I get a video made? We do 2 of these every single month. I announce in the Discord when I'm going to do them, and people can send submissions, or you can become a YouTube member, and one of the perks is you get guaranteed to skip the queue for a member loadout. So if you want one instantly, I think we've got slots for next month. Hit the member button, jump in on it, okay? All the information is on the join button down below. Thank you to all the current members who have absolutely cooked all the loadouts, bar 2 who haven't joined the Discord and I can't get in comments with. So if you're watching this and you're a member that hasn't had your loadout yet, please let me know, because I want to cook it for you, alright? I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.